Welcome to Moonwalk, the world's first crowd innovation company. We start with a challenge, then we commit people, time and money around that challenge, and then we create companies to solve that challenge. Now let's see how you can create 5 new startups in 100 days. The first step is to start with a challenge. A challenge can be starting with an underutilized resource or a big problem up for disruption. Try to describe the challenge in a yesterday, today, tomorrow format. What was it yesterday that we did that solved this challenge in a different way? What is the problem today and how do we intend to solve it tomorrow? Then try to triangulate your challenge. Try to see what type of outcome you can expect. Try to find out what is outside the acceptable solutions and what will be inside what you expect to get out of this. Step 2 is to commit the resources. Let's start with people. You have to have the team on board that when you arrive at the final destination, your portfolio startups, everyone needs to believe that that is the right pocket of solutions. You need 3 types of individuals. Number 1, you need the people that want to join you in workshops doing the hard work that is required. Second, you need people that are on the outside of the project as a reference group or inputters or even joining in the exercises you do, but not dwelling into crafting the results. The third thing you need are people that are committed to help these people get through the exercises and everything they need to do. They will craft the deliverables and share the deliverables and make sure that we turn every single stone possible so that when we arrive at the solutions, we know they are the best ones. The third step is how to create the companies. It consists of 3 parts. It consists of new insights, new moonwalks, and then of course the portfolio of the startups. New insights comes from the combination between unfair advantages, what you can do better than anyone, combined with the plus 1 billion people problems in the world calling for your unfair advantages. The next type of insights you need are the disruptors and the orthodoxies. Orthodoxies are those things that try to inhibit you from creating solutions based on your unfair advantages and the plus 1 billion people problems. Disruptors are those pointers, those that can give us ideas on how we can take these orthodoxies, turn them around and make them into our advantages. Consider how Airbnb can create one of the world's biggest hospitality businesses without owning any single room. That is just one example of a disruptor that you can use to create business where you don't need a lot of cash. Now make sure that you have very well crafted 4 stacks of the different insights you need. Then you are going to create new moonshots out of these insights. Now, by random, pick 1 plus billion people problem and add to the mix 2 unfair advantages and then see what type of opportunity springs out from that, even though crazy at first. Continue doing this until you find a range of maybe even hundreds of different combinations and opportunities. Then start with your defined opportunities and then look at what are the relevant orthodoxies that goes with those and what are the relevant disruptors that can be added to the mix to solve those orthodoxies. When you've done so, you can create strategies on how to develop and go for a mission like this moonshot. This is not done in a flash and in a day. You need to do this in several rounds. When you've done that, you've narrowed down credible new moonshots. Now is the time to reflect on and prioritize and find which ones do we really want to sink our teeth into and take further on to create our companies. The first element you need to consider is passion. What of the moonshots would people that are in the room right now want to work on? Because someone needs to do it, and if no one wants to do it, nothing will happen. take out those that don't get anyone that wants to commit to doing it. Then look for the new moonshots that can be like magic. They can create something incredible, maybe from little resources, but yet again make a great imprint on people's lives. And then in the end, try to sort out those that won't create a big impact. No one wants to work for nothing. No one wants to work for belittling others. Everyone wants to create great value for the world. Now try to rank the new moonshots that you're left with in terms of impact. Which ones are worth fighting for? Which ones are worth getting up from bed and commit your whole life to? Now it's the time to make our startups from the new moonshots. Now, starting with one by one of the new moonshots, try to find the customers and the needs that they need to have solved. See them as employers employing you to have jobs done. Starting with your employers and jobs, now craft value propositions of offerings and needs, combining them into very compelling value propositions. If you've done all this correctly, now you're at this space where you have probably 10 folds of different value propositions. Now it's a time to find out which ones would you like to work with, which ones would you like to create the solutions for the challenge we had at hand. Yet again, if no one wants to board the boat and do the work required, nothing will happen. So we have to check, are there passionate people standing in the hallway, wanting to get into the door and start working on this? So you need to check that first, that each one of your value propositions has that. Then yet again, we visit the topic of magic. Will some of these solutions have real magic? Like it seems like this should always have been solved, and why didn't we think of this? This impactful way of solving a problem that has long not been solved. And then the final criteria, of course, nothing will survive unless there's a cash flow. Meaning that if you always are looking for someone else to pay the bills, it won't happen. So this has to be sustainable in economic sense. So it has to produce cash. So your final prioritization criteria is, will this produce a cash flow that can grow? I've now shown you how you can start with a great challenge. You can commit the people, time and money, and you can, during a course of 100 days, take down this challenge and create companies as solutions. Now it's your time to embark on such an endeavor, and let me know how it goes. Good luck.